The majestic heroine. I think I talked about this archetype before, and I wanted to talk about it a little more now just to throw out some couple ideas. So I think when I talked about it before, I was talking about how real beauty, at least how males see it, is idealistic in nature. I think I want to go further with that idea. So there are two different types of beauty that I believe is delineated in a male's mind. I think you have physical beauty, which is pertains to the ratio pi. You have women who uh, get close. They approach the closest to that particular ideal of the golden ratio, and we would consider those women physically beautiful. We would say they're beautiful, right? But then you also have uh, the beauty that's inspired. You also have women that are seen as beautiful because of how they carry themselves, their candor, and their appeal, how they appeal to a man's idealism. So it's an idealistic beauty, and I think that one is a little bit. The idealistic beauty is kind of what I'm referring to. The majestic heroine archetype is the archetype slightly different than the sacred feminine heroine. The sacred feminine heroine, it's not focused on her physical beauty. It's not focused on her the beauty she has based off of how she acts and things like that. Um, the majestic heroine is a, I guess the way I could put it is the physical beauty that she aspires to, that you can see from her, is based mainly off of her. It's amplified by her actions, her candor, how she carries herself, and her ideals, what she believes in, how she inspires others. I also think that the majestic heroine, an example of this archetype, would be a beautiful woman that doesn't know she's pretty, a beautiful woman that doesn't get showered with a lot of attention. So a woman who's never had that kind of like, she's never been on social media, she's never been inundated with male attention. So this woman would be very ideal to a man in terms of her virtue. The virtue, she's not as spoiled as the other women for attention. So there's other qualities that she might have picked up on, or that she might have not have picked up on, that would have corrupted her in a sense. This is a really interesting topic, and I think uh, certain aspects of male love, idealism being one of the greatest aspects and one of the greatest triggers for male love, uh, appealing to idealism. So his ideals, because males love idealistically and females love opportunistically. I don't know a different word for opportunism, so I don't really know. You know, when I come up with a word, I'll use it. But that idealism plays into the majestic heroine archetype, and it kind of paints how males view the women around them, and ideally the women who are self-absorbed, who are focused on social media, who are caked in makeup and they're on OnlyFans and things like that. It's harder for these women to appeal to that archetype because they're being inundated with attention. But the women who can easily slip into the majestic heroine are women who happen they're they happen to be beautiful, but they coincidentally don't they've never really been given a lot of attention. It's an interesting thing. I think when men run into these women, it often baffles them that a lot of times their behavior is different. Yes, they have the same instincts. Yes, they're women, but they appear more virtuous, even if they're not. And it's an interesting thing. The majestic heroine.